Hey guys, this is Crimson.
And this is Swan.
Season 3 is here.
And we'd love to know what you think of the stories.
Even if it's bad.
So leave us a comment.
Or give us a thumbs up.
Thank you.
With this key, you unlock the world to your dreams. What lies beyond could be the doorway to nightmare. Come in. Welcome. I'm your host through the doorway to nightmare. Consider the world of the con game. It has been with us for centuries. People who spin a good story in the hopes of getting something out of others have been around since the dawn of the human race.
And you're telling me that this great treasure is buried right under my house?
My dear lady, I can guarantee it.
Why, that's wonderful.
Of course, it'll require a measure of work to get to it.
Of course, Mr. McGrath.
Naturally, you will receive the majority of the treasure. All that I would want would be a small portion for my efforts.
Oh, I'm sure that you will receive everything that is coming to you.
Our mystery drama, Secret in the Cellar, was written especially for Doorway to Nightmare by Winslow Swan, and the story was edited by Crimson McKenzie. Our stars, Mick, Brinna Faith, and Raven Adams. It is sponsored in part by Swanage Press. I'll be back shortly with Act 1. The great showman P.T. Barnum once said that there was a sucker born every minute. He proved his point by displaying oddities of nature that he himself had created. He was perhaps the greatest con artist that ever lived.
May I help you?
I'm hoping that you can, dear lady. My name is Jason McGrath. By trade, I'm a surveyor.
Well, I really wouldn't know where I could put one.
Oh, oh no, I'm not selling anything.
Then what are you doing here?
Well, let me begin again. I'm Jason McGrath, and I've been surveying the area for a few weeks now, and I've made a great discovery.
Which obviously has something to do with me.
Exactly. Perhaps I could come in and explain better. No, thank you, Ms.
Lamar. Sylvia Lamar. Would you like sugar or lemon for your tea?
Thank you, Miss Lamar. Do you live here alone?
My daughter lives with me. She's in town doing the shopping.
Well then, at least you're not alone. Way out here in the middle of nowhere?
Excuse me, Mr. McGrath, but you were going to explain your business out here?
You are correct. Did you know that our Earth, this tiny planet that we make our home on, is filled with caverns, caves, and a vast tunnel system?
Really?
Oh, yes. I've been mapping this system for the last 5 years. There are tunnels that travel from coast to coast, and even around the world.
Is that so?
I've been mapping using the latest technology. This vast array of tunnels. And what do you think I've discovered?
Tell me.
Well, it is rather strange, but they all seem to converge right on your property.
Fascinating. More tea?
Oh, no, thank you. What I have discovered through my research is that directly under your home is a large cavern. And what do you think it contains?
I'm breathless with anticipation.
A fortune. A vast fortune of diamonds, rubies, perhaps the treasure of pirates?
And you say this treasure is right under my home?
I can almost guarantee it. Oh, dear lady?
I've been pointing this gun at you for quite some time, under my apron. It is fully loaded, and I have just pulled the trigger back.
But, dear lady...
I suggest that you very slowly leave. I believe that you know where the door is.
I'm not just telling a story.
I don't know what you're telling me, but unless you want a bullet in your body somewhere, I'm not the best of shots. I believe that you should leave. Now.
Mama, I'm back.
Did you get everything?
Almost. They didn't have any ground chuck.
It's all right.
Who was that man running down the road when I drove up?
Oh, no one.
Well, I know what ground round does too.
It's all right, my child. Oh, Amelia, what will happen to you when I'm gone?
You are as healthy as a horse. Besides, you are probably going to outlive all of us.
As long as the feeding goes correctly, we both should be fine. Ah, Mr. McGrath. I had a feeling that you would be back. As you can see, I still have the gun.
Please don't point that thing at me. I've brought proof.
What sort of proof?
Mother, who is it?
It's that man again.
Hello, I'm Amelia.
Oh, dear child, do you think you could convince your mother to put the weapon down?
Mother?
Oh, all right. You were saying something about proof, Mr. McGrath.
This is a map that I got from the local library. And this is my map of the tunnels. And this is a copy of a diary that a certain William Lamar kept. I came across it at an estate sale.
But that's the name of my great-grandfather.
Exactly. He's also known as William Barty, or by his enemies, Black Bart.
A pirate? Lost treasure? And it all leads to the home of Sylvia Lamar? If Jason McGrath is a con artist, he is spinning a rather extreme story. But then, that is the hook. The story, to try and convince the mark that the con man is sincere. I sincerely hope that you will return for Act 2. They say that you cannot cheat an honest man. It is something that has never happened in the history of the confidence game.
So you think that my grandfather was this notorious pirate?
Oh, I'm sure of it, Miss Lamar. You see, William Barty left the life of a pirate and retired here. Now, naturally, he buried his fortune and then built this house over it.
What does that have to do with this tunnel system that you discovered?
Oh, nothing, my child. The discovery was simply a byproduct of my research.
Where do you think these tunnels come from?
Oh, who knows? The point is, they led me here, and I believe that your grandfather was this pirate, and his treasure is right under your feet.
So what do you intend to do? Dig up my basement?
That is my intention, if you will give me permission.
What do you think, Amelia?
We could use the money.
And of course, I would only require a small portion to cover my expenses.
Why can't I dig this vast treasure up myself?
If that is your wish, then perhaps you could personally cover my costs. I'll give you my research. That way you would know exactly where to dig.
How much is this research?
Oh, a mere pittance. Say $1,000?
How about a counteroffer? How sure are you that there is treasure under my house?
100%, dear lady.
Then get started.
I beg your pardon?
Amelia, why don't you show our guests down to the cellar?
I don't understand.
There are several shovels down there.
Mother, are you sure about this?
Of course I'm sure. It beats having ground round and not ground chuck, doesn't it?
Amelia, correct?
Yes.
I'm being sincere. There really is a fortune buried here.
Then perhaps you had better start digging.
If you could just give me the money for my services.
My mother is actually a very good shot. I suggest that you start digging. Now.
Fine. I suppose I will have to prove it to you.
How far down do you think that it is?
I'm guessing about 3, perhaps 4 feet, maybe a little deeper.
You really believe that there is a treasure down there?
Oh, there has to be. All of my research.
It's a con, isn't it?
Are you calling me a liar?
My mother and I have had quite a number of you people out here. We know how to deal with you.
Well now, it seems that the worm has turned, an expression popularized by Shakespeare. What does Amelia mean about dealing with people like Jason? We shall all find out when I return with Act 3. The first rule of the con is quite simple. Find someone that wants something for nothing, and then give them nothing for something. Rather simple when you think about it.
How far has he gotten?
Far enough not to be able to climb out.
Good. Con me, Willie.
He did know about great-grandfather.
True. But that is something that anyone can find out about.
And the treasure?
Oh, my dear, he will find it. It may not be what he is exactly looking for.
Excuse me? Hello? Is there anyone up there?
We're here, Mr. McGrath.
Well, I've apparently dug myself into a hole and I can't get out. Do you think that I might get some assistance?
It's almost time, isn't it, Mother?
Only a few more minutes, child.
Or if you could perhaps lower a ladder down? I promise I will go away.
You will be going away very soon, Mr. Graff. It's almost feeding time.
What are you talking about?
Are you familiar with the story of Leviathan?
My dear lady, what are you talking about?
Oh, it is very fascinating. Leviathan was a sea serpent, even mentioned in the Bible. A terrible monster that, according to Greek legend, was defeated by the god Baal.
I still don't understand. There seems to be something...
That was the treasure that my grandfather found. Not rubies and gold, but an actual creature that he brought back here.
Could you please help me out of this hole?
We found out that it really likes ground chuck, but they didn't have any today. Ground round is okay, but fresh meat is even better.
There's something to...
Feeding time. There you are, my pretty. Apparently, Jason McGrath did not know that Leviathan, being a sort of god, can survive not only in the sea, but deep in the earth as well.
As long as we feed it, it keeps us safe and brings treasure directly to us.
Amelia and Sylvia watch as a large tentacle begins to scoop dirt back into the hole, covering itself up again. They smile and wait for the next feeding time. I'll be back shortly. Another rule of the confidence artist is to know the potential victim. Research, a very integral part of any game. Perhaps Jason McGrath should have dug a little deeper before approaching his mark. Our cast included Annie Mick, Brinna Faith, and Raven Adams. The story was edited by Crimson McKenzie, and the entire production was under the direction of Winslow Swan. And now, a preview of our next tale.
He came in last night, and I can't get rid of the damn thing.
Jimmy boy, what are you talking about? There's nothing there.
You blind old fool! That raven! The largest I've ever seen! Are you telling me you cannot see it?
Jimmy, I don't know what's going on, but you need some help. I know several doctors, so...
No! I refuse to see a doctor when I know there's nothing wrong with me. That raven is real.
We can put the TV special off for a few months until you...
No, damn you. You will not rob me of my chance. Raven or no raven.
Doorway to Nightmare is brought to you in part by Swanage Press. This is your host, inviting you to return with us through the Doorway to Nightmare for another adventure into the world of your terrifying imagination. Until next time, slumber peacefully. Epilogue. The butler did it.